The first thing Karen did was slam her palm against our front door like she owned the wood, the hinges, and the air around it. And when my wife opened it, calm as a judge and twice as cold, Karen smiled the way people do right before they lie to the police. My wife Maya was barefoot, coffee in hand, hair pulled back because it was a Saturday and she finally had nothing scheduled for 12 blessed hours. The sun was barely up, birds doing their loud little victory laps, and there was Karen in a pastel cardigan, phone already angled just right, recording. "You can't be here," Karen said, voice syrupy. "This is a private community." Maya blinked once. "It's our house." Karen laughed, not a real laugh, a HOA laugh. "Oh sweetheart, don't play dumb. I've checked the registry. The owner is Daniel Brooks." "That's my husband." "And you are?" Maya took a slow sip of coffee. "The woman who lives here." Karen's smile thinned. "I'm calling 911. She didn't even wait for a response. Thumb tapped, speaker on. "This woman is trespassing," Karen said loudly, eyes never leaving Maya's face. "She's refusing to leave my neighborhood. I feel threatened." Maya raised an eyebrow. I was standing behind her now, drawn by the noise, still half asleep but fully irritated. "That's my wife," I said. Karen glanced at me like I was a typo. "Sir, this is between me and her." The dispatcher's voice crackled through the phone, asking for details. Karen described my wife like she was reporting a stray animal. Suspicious, aggressive, doesn't belong. I watched Maya's jaw tighten, not in fear, not in anger, but in that way she got when someone was about to learn something the hard way. Police cars arrived fast, too fast. Karen smirked, stepped back, folded her arms like she'd just won a game. 2 officers approached, one young, one older. The younger one looked unsure, the older one looked tired. Karen launched into her story again, louder, adding details that hadn't existed 30 seconds earlier. Trespassing, threats, refusal to comply. The older officer turned to Maya. "Ma'am, can I see some ID?" Maya nodded, set the coffee down, reached into her pocket, handed it over. The officer looked at it. Then looked again. Then went very still. The younger officer leaned in, his face drained of color. Karen noticed the shift and frowned. "Well, are you going to remove her or not?" The older officer cleared his throat. "Ma'am, do you know who this is?" Karen scoffed. "I don't care who she claims to be. HOA rules are HOA rules." Maya finally spoke, her voice soft but sharp enough to cut glass. "You called 911 to remove me from my own home." "Yes," Karen snapped, "and I'll do it again if I have to." The older officer handed Maya's ID back with both hands. "Director Brooks, I didn't realize." Karen froze. "Director of what?" Maya turned to her, expression polite. "Dangerous, the state police." Silence dropped like a body. Karen laughed nervously. "That's not funny." Maya didn't smile. "You're right, it is." The younger officer stepped back like the ground had shifted under him. Radios crackled. Someone muttered a confirmation. Karen's phone slipped slightly in her hand. "This is ridiculous. She's lying." The older officer shook his head. "Ma'am, she's not." Karen's voice went up an octave. "Even if that were true, she can't just. This neighborhood has standards." Maya folded her arms. "And what standard is that?" Karen hesitated. "Too long." Maya nodded. "Thought so." The officers turned to Karen now. "Ma'am, we need you to end the recording." Karen didn't. "I'm being harassed. This woman is abusing her power." Maya sighed. "You called emergency services to remove a homeowner based on nothing. Do you know what that's called?" Karen opened her mouth. "Misuse of emergency services," the older officer said, "at minimum." Karen's face flushed red. "This is unbelievable." Maya stepped forward, close enough that Karen could smell the coffee. "You don't get to decide who belongs. Not here, not anywhere." Karen backed up a step, then another. "I want her charged," Karen said weakly. The younger officer almost laughed, caught himself. Instead he said, "Ma'am, we're going to need your ID now." Karen's eyes darted around, looking for allies. Curtains twitched, neighbors watched. "This is harassment," Karen said. Maya nodded. "It is." Karen was escorted to the curb. Not arrested, not yet, but written up, thoroughly. Her HOA board position, suspended by evening. The board called me that afternoon, apologetic, voices trembling, assuring me they would handle the situation internally. They didn't know the half of it. Because Maya didn't retaliate publicly, she didn't need to. But suddenly, complaints Karen had buried for years resurfaced. Misused funds, selective enforcement, harassment reports, patterns. Funny how things come to light when the right eyes look. Weeks later, Karen avoided our street entirely, crossed to the other side if she saw Maya walking the dog, never looked up. And every time I see that front door, the one she thought she owned, I remember the sound of her voice cracking when she realized the police weren't her weapon that day. They were my wife.